Hi guys, Misty Cintron here from Cintron Insurance. Hope you're having an awesome day. First, I want to thank you for taking this journey, whether you're at the beginning of your journey and you're just starting to look into life insurance, or you've been collecting quotes from agent after agent out there trying to get the most information you can. Either way, good for you on taking the steps to do the responsible thing and get life insurance set up for your family. It's the best and asset that you can truly leave them. The one thing we're all promised when we're born is we will all die at some point too. So our role is to make sure, whether that day is tomorrow, whether that day is hopefully decades down the road, but regardless of when that day is, our role is to help you prepare for it today. That way, when you pass, your loved ones will financially be okay. Which leads me into the question people often ask themselves as well as ask us, is, do I need life insurance? The simple answer is, if somebody counts on you financially, if they're counting on your weekly paycheck, if they're counting on your retirement income, if you have small children and dependents, then definitely the answer is yes, you need life insurance, but you don't need to pay more than you have to. So regardless of where you're at with on this journey, we want to make sure that you understand not all agents are created equal. I hate to say it, but some agents only have a couple carriers that they can run you quotes from. So maybe they told you that this is the best you're going to get. Maybe they only had 3 carriers that they were able to shop. I've been in the industry for, a little bit. So I understand not all agencies are created equal. Where I came from, we had some limited options. Now we work with over 60 carriers. So we're able to truly shop the best of the best for our clients. So we can keep as much money in your pocket while you're alive as well, too. We want you to enjoy life as well. So even if you've been declined in the past, that's okay. We've got a carrier for you. If you have stage 4 cancer, we've got a carrier for you. If you have a special needs child, we have a carrier for them. So we'll get to all of that further down, but we have a carrier and a plan for everybody. When we're able to shop all 60 carriers, what we're able to do is really get you the best rate out there so that one, you don't have to keep talking to agent after agent. You know that we already did all that heavy lifting for you. And my agency has access to some carriers that not everybody has access to because of the volume and the relationships that we have. So that does make a difference that you're working with the right agency. I love to tell people if you have small children, we definitely have to have a plan in place. And there's a carrier I specifically love for families that have small children because it basically pays child support to whoever's going to raise your children in the event that you were to pass. That way you can still leave life insurance to your children, but it's also going to make sure that the people who are raising your children, they have the financial income to be financially stable too. We don't want to put that burden on somebody who's already raising your children. We don't want to put a financial burden on them as well. And obviously you want to leave a legacy for your kids so that they remember you by. So we're going to make sure that those funds are there for them. Maybe you're looking at insurance because you keep hearing about mortgage protection insurance and you're like, what is that? Isn't that in my loan? I get that question all the time. People are like, Misty, isn't mortgage protection already built into my loan? I'm like, nope, that is PMI insurance. That is a good example of why you need mortgage protection insurance. PMI insurance protects the bank if something happens to you. So the bank is basically taking out insurance. If you don't put at least 20% down, they require that you have PMI insurance because they want to make sure that they're able to recoup the money. Mortgage protection insurance is a benefit that pays off the mortgage or pays off a portion of the mortgage if you were to pass away. That way your spouse wouldn't be foreclosed on and lose that house. They wouldn't be forced to sell. The bank wouldn't foreclose, whatever the case may be. So we have all different kinds of plans for that because let's be honest, with this inflation and these interest rates, it typically takes 2 incomes to get into a house these days. So if one of you were to pass away tomorrow, how long could you financially stay in the house before it became a financial struggle? Mortgage protection is a benefit that's going to allow your family to make an educated decision on time with a game plan rather than having to react to a financial crisis. So it's a great asset to have in place too. Maybe you're getting ready to retire and you were just informed by your benefits coordinator, I get this one a lot, that you're only going to have your group plan for an additional 30 days after retirement. And then all of a sudden you have no coverage. A lot of people don't realize when you separate from an employer, you lose those group benefits. Work plans are great. They really are because you get that small group benefit, but they're not portable. So you don't own it. You're a certificate holder. It is so important to make sure you own your own life insurance policy outside of a work plan. For this scenario here that I'm going to give you, which is very realistic. Say you get diagnosed with cancer tomorrow. Suddenly you're going through very extensive chemo and radiation treatments. You're too ill to work. The bank doesn't care. At the end of the day, they want their payments. There's no forgiveness with health. They want those loans, and those day-to-day needs have to be met. Life insurance, a lot of these have living benefits where it's going to pay you while you're alive if you run into that kind of situation. We have standalone cancer plans. If cancer runs in your family, be sure to tell your agent that so they can take a look at one of those plans for you as well if it's not built into your plan. We have critical illness plans. I work with a ton of first responders. These guys are rushing into situations most people are trying to rush out of. They're known for cancer and heart attack because they're dealing with some high risk scenarios. They also have a hard time getting coverage because they have a high risk occupation. I am so blessed that we are backed by the National Fallen Firemen Foundation, and we work with some amazing carriers that say, nope, we don't penalize your guys because they show up for everybody else on their worst day. Instead, we make sure that we're able to put you in a position to put a check in their family's hand on their worst day. So if you have a high risk job, we can get you covered too. Maybe you just need a burial plan. If you're just, looking for something to cover your burial expenses so your spouse or your kids don't have the burden of paying for your final destination. You just want to leave that gift. Maybe you want to leave a legacy. Maybe you got grandchildren and you've got some, what I like to call lazy assets sitting around. You got money sitting in savings. You got CDs, mutual funds, things that aren't putting your money to work for you. That's why I call them lazy assets. We have plans where you can take some of that money, divert it into a plan, see how fast it can rapidly grow in 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Leave a legacy of lifetime tax-free income to your grandchildren, to your children. Either way, whatever the case may be, and wherever you're at with this journey, thank you again for taking a look at this. Click on the link below that says request more information. An agent who's licensed and fully trained will reach out to you. Don't worry, guys. We hate spam calls, spam email, spam text too. We don't use any of the robots that everybody's out there. If you're gonna fill it out, you're gonna get a real live person on the other line. And they're not here to beat you up. They're truly here to do the heavy lifting for you. They're gonna shop all the best plans. They're going to make suggestions on which ones, based on your age and your health, which ones are the best qualifications. Most of our plans don't require medical exams these days, but they will pull your medical information. So they're going to go over all of that with you. And it's such a painless process today, guys. I see people covering their car insurance, covering their homeowner's insurance. I see people covering their cell phones these days. People will pay $15 a month to cover a cell phone in case it breaks. Some of you young folks, guess what? Life insurance is just as much to cover your cell phone as it does to cover your family's financial security. You should definitely be looking into life insurance if you're in your younger ages. When you get up there in age, I gotta be careful because I'm getting up there myself. But when you start to get to my age and above, we gotta look at plans that have longevity. I don't want to put you in a 10-year term because 10 years down the road, you're not going to appreciate that I put you in that. It might be the lowest cost for you today, but it may cost you the ability to get insurance down the road. It may cost you that you have to pay more down the road. So again, making sure that you get in the right plan and also that you are not overpaying for your plan. These are things that are important to us just as much as they are to you. So we look forward to working with you, and we'll be talking to you soon.